Hey guys, I am in Manchester and oh my god, how perfect is this setting, is this lighting? Coming with me as a public speaker. I got in kind of late-ish, late enough to justify ordering room service. I feel pretty bougie for doing that. It was like a £7 tray charge. Anyone who knows me knows that I am a very extreme night owl. I'm also cursed by loving breakfast food. It's so ridiculous, so ridiculous that restaurants, why have we applied cut-off times to foods? Like, why can't you go out the back and crack an egg and scramble it up at like 1:30? No, because it's like 11 a.m. you can't do me eggs. It's so annoying. I haven't told you the main reason why I'm actually here in Manchester is because I'm really excited to be speaking at an event on Tuesday for Female Founders Rise, which is going to be on the subject of personal brand. I actually interviewed Emmie Faust, the founder of Female Founders Rise, on my podcast, Strategy and Tragedy.
We had the recession, going to Google, that not working out. I did set up another business with someone and that didn't work out. My husband lost his job twice and had an accident before that, and then we had COVID, and I literally was like a shadow of my former self.
Jesus. So I will link that in the show notes if you're interested. Fun fact, it is actually the most listened podcast episode that I have ever done. So maybe you want to go and see what all the fuss is about. I think I did well with the title of that podcast as well, which is, if I remember correctly, I think it was like 4 kids, 3 exits, 2,000 members, 1 woman. So that's the title of it if you want to check it out. This is also, by the way, after being back home for only a week. Before that I was in Amsterdam, and then before that I was in Copenhagen. So this definitely feels like the kind of the Q4 kind of speaker circuit with all the events and conferences and things. Anyway, so basically that's what I'm up to. I'm so excited. I really love Manchester. I've only been here once before and it surpassed my expectations. The bed that I have to myself, so it's beckoning. All right, good night, or I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, today is event day. Woo, woo, woo. Ignore the hair. I am fully aware that it makes me look like a mad woman, but don't worry, it's fine. Honestly, I can't even talk about it too much because I just can't even think about it, but I had such a bad night's sleep last night. I'm not stressed about the event or anything, but I don't know, I think I was just worried that I wouldn't hear the alarm, and I had earplugs in. I usually sleep with earplugs anyway. I actually sleep with all of the paraphernalia, the eye mask, earplugs, you name it. I've got cream, lavender scented creams, all the rest of it. And I don't know, I don't even really think that I need it because it's so quiet in this room. So I think, it just made me needlessly worried about missing the alarm or whatever. So really silly, I don't know. I'm obviously just kind of just stuff flowing through my mind. I'm sure we all just get that. So it just took me ages and ages to fall asleep, and it was just one of those nights as well where it was just how do you do it? Where you're just lying there how can someone just remind me how do you fall asleep? How do you actually do it? I'm just lying here. I'm just I know I'm lying here. I know it's funny because sleep is the only thing that we do where we have to start off pretending we're doing the thing to do the thing. You don't pretend to walk to start walking. You don't pretend to speak to start speaking. You just speak or you just walk. But with sleep, you gotta pretend that you're sleeping
lie there, shut your eyes. Anyway, so that's enough about that. In the meantime, I'm acting like a little beauty influencer here, and I've just popped on this teeny weeny little free sample of a Pat McGrath primer. Quick little hack. The reason why I've got that sample and this sample, which I'm about to put on, is because I bought this mascara from Selfridges, Pat McGrath again. And if you're ever shopping in department stores, especially if it's somewhere like Selfridges, if you're in the UK, just always ask, just like, have you got any samples? Just like unapologetic, and 9 times out of 10 they'll always give you something. So they want you to try more of their products, so it's good for them too. And this is the very first product I've ever bought from Pat McGrath, so I was like, let me try out some things. So with this foundation, do you know what? I did not think I'd be this chatty this early in the morning and this sleep deprived. I don't know how, I'm already making a mess. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but with this foundation, what I'm really curious about is, so my normal foundation, Luminous Silk by Armani, and you can see it's almost finished. And apparently Pat McGrath, if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, Pat McGrath actually formulated this exact best-selling superhero product for Armani when she was working for them, and she just took it over to her own brand. So let's put it to the test. Oh my god, this is such a mess already. Fuck. Okay, so already, I should have put some tissues down. Already this feels more watery. It's kind of similar. Do you know what? I don't think that it smells exactly the same. What I'm also really looking forward to is the little things in life. I'm getting old. The smaller things, in as much as stopping by this nice little coffee shop on my way to the event and grabbing an oat latte. And it's just, that's what I mean, where it's just like the little things. I need to get a move on, and I feel like talking while I'm doing the makeup is really slowing me down. So I am gonna crack on. Transformation complete. Can we make a bit of commotion for the outfit? Black leather trousers, Converses. Honestly, this bottom half I find myself wearing every single speaking gig that I do. Like literally, it has just become my uniform. And then the t-shirt, you can't really read it, but it says Hex the Patriarchy, which is just perfect for a Female Founders Rise event. And then this great pink blazer. I cannot believe how well that actually goes with the pink. So I'm feeling like this is very it's kind of emo. I'm kind of channeling emo vibes, but yeah, hope you like it. Also, I just wanted to show you how I have styled this extremely oversized men's coat. I actually love this. I think this is super like Berlin goth. Let's go.
I want to say a big thank you to Lloyds Bank.
I saw what she was doing and we really need it. My God, do we need it?
I'm a female founder, like most of you here.
We want this to be something that people actually action afterwards.
So as expected, I didn't get to film much of the event, and I actually wanted to try and get some of the other speakers and Emmie, Faust, the organizer, to talk a bit about the event, but it was just so fast paced and just go, go, go. So I didn't have a chance to film as much as I would have liked to. Even now you can probably hear that I am losing my voice. I've just been talking nonstop all day, and I've actually just coming back in now from a dinner. So my voice is gone. So this is my last night in this hotel. I'm checking out tomorrow, and so my last chance to debrief with you on the event, what's been going on, plus I have some crazy stories to fill you in on. So let's dive in. I'm not sure if I even really explained why I have come up here to Manchester. So very quickly, I was invited by Female Founders Rise to speak at their inaugural Manchester event, which is so amazing, and I'm so grateful to them for this opportunity. And in this occasion, I was invited to speak about personal branding. However, given it is a Female Founders Rise event, I was talking to a room full of women as a major feminist and someone who is really interested in history. I spoke about a few other things, and one of them was the connection that I just had to draw between the event itself and the community and what Emmie Faust is building with Female Founders Rise, and the significance of literally being gathered a stone's throw away from the birthplace of Emmeline Pankhurst, the founder of the women's suffrage movement. She was born over a century and a half ago, and here we are 166 years later, also gathered at this venue called X and Y. Can you believe that Emmie Faust, Emmie is short for Emmeline? Crazy coincidence. How many Emmelines do you know? So I gave some opening remarks during this talk on how just drawing that connection, and how basically thanks to that one woman, we all now have the right to vote, and the power that's in that, we all get to have a consequential say on the political leaders that are elected to run the country. I'm not going to go into the whole politics thing, but it is so easy to underestimate the gravity, the power of that, because we've had the right to vote for a century and a half now. But what we haven't had, and what we still don't have today, is equal pay, equal opportunities, equal funding. And fast forward 166 years, we now have this one woman who brought us all together. Female Founders Rise is now a collective of over 4,000, 5,000 members, maybe even at this point, and running all these great events, workshops, resources. So just drawing that connection, and the crazy coincidence that they share the same name as well anyway. So that was a little bit about kind of, my talk. The event itself was more of an all-day thing. Like, the other speakers were amazing. And especially when you follow up on their acts, when you've got someone who sets the bar really high, you're like, oh my God. I got lots of lovely feedback. I don't know how much, you never know how much of it is like, are you just being nice? Are you being polite? But the other speakers were fantastic. And kudos also again to Emmeline, I want to call her now. I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to call her Emmeline from now on. But kudos to her also, not only for the speaker selection, but the actual scheduling, because it kicked off the day with Lucienne Shakir, with more of a high performance mindset session. Just a perfect way to kick off this empowering day, getting us all into the right mood, really setting the tone for the rest of the day. So I loved like that she opened. And then there was another speaker called Debbie, aka Debbie Doodah is what she goes by. And I'm just smiling so much even just saying her name, because she was absolutely hilarious. So her sessions were more on like data and storytelling, which actually did have quite a fair bit of overlap with my session in personal brand and marketing and everything. So it's really nice to have that kind of overlap and the connections, and even reiterating some of those points from the others for the audience as well. And obviously got to meet like lots of lovely, amazing women in the room, and like obviously shout out to the team for all the great organization. And again, like, thank you so much for having me. I honestly had like such a great time. And obviously since then, it's really got me reflecting so like even more so on female founders and what we need and what still gets in our way, and just the patterns that we recognize between the sorts of businesses, very honestly, that the women go into, myself included. So what I mean by that specifically is this room was full of a lot of like B2B service-based lifestyle business owners, basically. And I think the term lifestyle business, I think that still definitely needs to be glamorized. I still think that people don't give it nowhere near the credit that it actually deserves. I think people still kind of turn their nose up a bit at it. So that's a whole separate thing that I can get on my soapbox about. But then you see these guys, and this is just front of mind because I had another like amazing meeting today as well, but then you see these guys that are doing these like more tech product based, like VC backed scale up businesses, and it's just completely different ball game. And I do believe that the most empowering thing for women is honestly money. I think that it's great that we've got all these mentoring initiatives, these awesome communities like Female Founders Rise, but I believe that what really makes the world go round and the single most empowering thing is capital. And so it's not to say that you can't make money with a lifestyle business, but again, it's just a different ball game in this very male dominated space still of these like tech kind of scale ups, basically. So I could ramble on for a million years about that, but that's kind of my summary of some of my reflections following on from that amazing event. Moving on, I did mention that I had some crazy funny stories to tell you. So I'll tell you very quickly, and then I need to pack my bags and get ready for bed. But basically, I am in a haunted hotel. It does just so happen that this is the oldest hotel in Manchester that both fits the bill of being like a haunted house, because it's like all old, but also it is a rational explanation, like because it's old, stuff is gonna go down. But basically, I've noticed a few things like since I've been here. One of the things has just been the lights, and how hilarious would it be if something happens now while I'm doing this? I'm kind of hoping it does now, so you get to see this like for real. But all right, so first of all, so like the lights kind of flicker or go on and off, which like obviously is just like an electrical surge thing. But when you are on your own and you're staying in a hotel by yourself, then obviously like I think especially as a woman as well, where you're kind of on like high alert and scanning for danger and stuff happens, is obviously like, oh my god, a bit unnerving. First of all, it's kind of the lights, but it's like, it's fine, it's just electrics. And then the other day I was sat right here at this desk and working away because I'm still doing like some remote work and calls and stuff, and sat here like just kind of like chill, cracking on. It's getting darker and darker, and then all of a sudden, I always don't want to say it because now it's going to happen, the TV right here came on all by itself. There's a mirror here as well, like, so I can see it in the reflection straight away. My god, not only that, but then I see, I'm just like waiting for it to come on now. I'm getting myself worked up. I need to go to sleep. But not only that, the channels started changing all by themselves. Obviously, in this instance, I had to put on my big girl knickers and somehow find the inner strength to keep it together. And somehow I managed to get up, walk over to the TV, pick up the remote control, which I don't know if you can maybe just make out here, which I have not touched. I have not touched since I arrived. I haven't put on the TV or anything. So walk over, pick it up and switch it off, and all good. So totally fine. Since then, it has come back on at least one more time. So thankfully, this has only happened during the daytime. Somebody that I met up with today made a throwaway comment about it coming on at nighttime. So now I'm really, really hoping that that doesn't happen while I'm asleep in here tonight, because then I will definitely shit my knickers. Anyway, it's all good. I'm safe. Ghosts don't exist. I need to put it together. I'm gonna love you and leave you. Thank you so much. If you're still with me and watching, then you are my hero. I really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed coming along, a bit of the behind the scenes vloggy style video. If you can hit that subscribe button, obviously that would be amazing. Leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.